All right, in this video, I want to cover the main tools that you're going to need installed on your computer in order to make all of this stuff work. So this is just foundational stuff. If you're on a Mac, then you're probably going to want Homebrew at some stage to help you install stuff onto the Mac in a geeky way, admittedly. Then use Homebrew. To install Node, which we're going to install next, you just need to find that terminal window that we did before. So open up terminal before you type Claude. While you're still in the terminal proper, you just type brew install Node, and that will go and install Node for you. If you try that and you're unable to run brew, which is Homebrew, then just best bet, open up your favorite AI in a web browser, chatgpt.com, Claude.ai, whatever you're using, and say, I'm using a Mac. How do I install Homebrew? And just follow what it tells you. It'll take you to the Homebrew website. You'll download it just like a normal app, and you'll install that. Once it's installed, it'll make installing other stuff easier because you won't have to leave the brain and go off to a different website and find a thing and download it. The brain will be able to install the thing for you in future. If you're on a Windows machine, I'm sorry, I don't know what the alternative is to Homebrew. Maybe ask your friendly AI, and you might need to do it a slightly different, boring way. Right, next thing, Node. Node is just something that we need in the background in order for Claude Code to run and do a bunch of stuff. So we're either going to type in, we'll start by typing brew install Node. Again, that will probably go off and do something. It may not. Assuming that it does wander off and do something for a bit, then the next thing you do to make sure that Node is installed, this is, again, the geeky way of using computers. I know it feels like using a computer in the 1990s. Maybe you weren't born then, but this is what we did back in the 1990s. You type something like node space -- version, I know, and then it'll tell you the version of Node that's running on your computer. By the way, you're typing all of these things into the terminal, which is why we covered that first. We're going to use the terminal inside of Cursor. There are other types of terminal that you can use. You can go have a chat with an AI and find out what they are if you're curious. If you don't see something like version, or it says Node command not found, Node, I don't know what you're talking about. Again, you're going to go off to your friendly AI, ChatGPT, whatever you use, and say, I am trying to install Node on my computer, and it won't work. The other thing you can do, by the way, with Node is just go to Google and say install Node for Windows, for Linux, for Mac, and that will take you to the Node download page, and then you can do it the old school way. You just download the file that you need. I usually do that to the desktop, maybe to the download folder, double click that, install it in the usual way. The key is get Node working. Easy. Now, next one, Git. So again, the easy way to do this on a Mac, assuming you've got Homebrew installed, is you just type brew install Git, and then to make sure it works, Git space -- version. Again, for a Windows machine, or if you don't have Homebrew and can't work out how to do Homebrew, then just Google download Git. That will take you off to the appropriate page. Again, you'll choose the operating system for you. You'll download it, double click it, and open it and get it working. Not that hard. You will figure it out, I am sure. So you should have by now Homebrew working if you're on a Mac. If you're not on a Mac, don't worry about brew, Node, and Git. Once we've got those three working, then we're getting ready for Claude Code, which is the next video. If you get errors, so it might say something like command not found, you can try closing terminal and reopening. Or you can open up your friendly AI and say, this is what I'm trying to do, and this is the error I'm seeing. You can even just take a screenshot, because sometimes the terminal is just kind of like hard to see what's going on, or hard to cut and paste sometimes. So just take a screenshot and drop it into your favorite AI and say, now what, dude? You may see some sort of permission denied thing. Again, this is a Mac, so I've seen this before. I don't know what the equivalent is on Windows. Sometimes if I'm using this sudo command, then I need to type in the password for my user on the Mac. One little thing I've ran into here is I usually set up my Mac, because I'm the only person using it, with no password, so I don't have to type a password every time I log in. You can't do that with sudo. Sudo insists on having a password even if your username doesn't have one. So then you have to go into your Mac settings to change your password from being nothing to an actual password so that you can use sudo. And Homebrew just sometimes goes a bit mental. Just kick it, restart it. Next video, let's talk about my new friend, Claude Code, and how to get Claude Code up and running. I'll see you in a moment.